The NRL's grip on the Premiership is slipping, and the Panthers' reign is getting more absurd by the day. Imagine if Matthew McConaughey's 3-hour stay on a distant planet stretched to 51 years back on Earth. By the time he returned, everyone had moved to Saturn. His daughter was an 80-year-old grandma on her deathbed, and the bloody Panthers were still on their current title streak. This isn't just a sports story. It's a cautionary tale of how far the league has fallen. By the time the NRL Telstra Premiership Final Series began, Penrith's 4 consecutive titles already felt like a dream. Their grip on NRL supremacy had become a joke, and the Proven Summons Trophy, now stuck in Penrith League's club's foyer for half a decade, was a symbol of their unrelenting greed. The rest of the league? A chasing pack of leprous losers, their success reduced to a desperate chase. But Sunday's brutal dismantling of the Bulldogs, alongside rivals battling injury crises and mental scars, signaled a 5th straight premiership might just be another layup for Nathan Cleary's men. Once they secure it, we'll be forced to confront the next chapter, their 6th, 7th, and 8th championships. Will it be easier to write off the decade and round it up to 10? The NRL's obsession with Penrith's dominance is a dangerous game. Stuff these in perpetuity dictatorships. When will we ever escape the Alcatraz of Penrith's reign? Does the league need to force them to rehire Gus Gould? Or should we all just recolonize to Gargantua for the next 180 space months while their 500-year reign fades? Sadly, this champion side has mugged us blind this year, leaving no room for trust. Just 12 weeks ago, Penrith was a ramshackle also-ran, playing out of an Airbnb stadium, their forward pack like a punched casserole. Wallowing in last place with an edge defense that flapped like laundry on the Hills hoist, they even got a touch-up from the Newcastle Knights, a team so pitiful it scores points in fractions. Despite granting themselves half the year off, by the final round, they'd magically reappeared in the top 8 like carrots in puke. How? We don't know, but we weren't surprised. Now, the rest of the NRL is cowering in their shadow, even though they finished in the finals fodder 7th spot with a lineup that's an anonymous husk of its former self. The sudden death positions outside the top 4 are usually a bridge too far for even the most formidable outfits. But thus far, the scenic route to the prelims has only fed Penrith's belief, not starved it. After shooing the Warriors and shredding the Bulldogs, they're now on a trajectory to flick the Broncos and arrive on Grand Final Sunday fit enough to play all 3 grades. Nevertheless, despite Penrith's eternal dominance, subsidizing the rest of the competition with their juniors and housing their trainers in our brains rent-free, there's still another kick in the abdomen coming for the rest of us pathetic losers. Only a fortnight ago, we faced the mouth-watering prospect of a new premier with every outcome in play, from a Canberra fairy tale, a Bulldogs revival, or anyone else new, as long as it wasn't the Storm. But after entering the back straight post-Origin with our appetites wet for a fresh champion, suddenly we're about to be fed another mundane Storm versus Penrith grand final. Let's be real. Cronulla won't get a razoo in Melbourne. And while the Broncos ooze points with Reece Walsh, Ben Hunt, and the returning Adam Reynolds, there'll be no match for Penrith's September specialists in Nathan Cleary, Paul Alamati, and the ghost of 2023. Cleary's showcase against the Bulldogs not only signals he's seasonally ripening again, but reaffirms there's no amount of Premiership players you can strip from his hips to reduce his influence. The Panthers have shedded 16 grand final participants on this incredible run since 2020, yet the results never waver thanks to one common denominator, and it's not the bloke wetting the Steedens. Everyone knows the defending premiers could take the field with 12 cinder blocks, and provided Cleary was there, stacking them in formation, they'd still brain the opposition. And that's why, As long as this dead-set freakazoid is still playing, our only hope of avoiding Panther reign is Saturn or Gus. Dane Eldridge is a warped cynic yearning for the glory days of rugby league. A time when the sponges were magic and the Mondays were mad. He's never strapped on a boot in his life, and as such, should be taken with a grain of salt.